You got to be able to see where you're going when you're this high up off the ground. You might hit something or run into something down there low. So it's nice to feel this high up. That's what I like. I didn't want to get away from the feeling of sitting up high. I've always had either like I said, either an SUV or a four-wheel drive truck, and you still get that sense of safety sitting up high. And yeah, you're going to feel a little of the initial, because we've got a more aggressive tire on here. You've got a bigger wheel. We're sitting up a little taller, and you'll feel those little bumps. But you know what? The upside of it is you got something that is really, really sound up under you, and that's what I like. You don't hear a lot of road noise here. We're not hearing anything other than an aggressive tire, as we ride down the road. Well, here's the other thing. It's got the pickup. It's because it's geared a little lower like a Jeep would. You're going to get off the line pretty good. It's very comfortable, and it's a very tight vehicle. And when I say tight, you don't have to move the wheel much to get where you need to be. We're going 35 miles an hour, and you can start to hear a little bit of that aggressive tread that's out there, but you don't feel a real rough ride. And that's what I like. I like that you're sitting up, feeling an aggressive, you're in aggressive posture. You're in a Jeep. It's kind of a cult to have a Jeep too. I don't know if you've ever been in one, but you got to be ready to wave at the other guys. If you're going down the road and you see somebody else in a Jeep, they'll always give you that one finger. Hey, we know you're a Jeep guy. I've been in some of the older model Jeeps, and they're rough. They're rough, and it's like they've really. Jeep is, you can say they've kept things the same way because it's a Jeep. Yeah, it's a Jeep. It's still, like we talked about earlier, it's still a box. But they've made some adjustments on these 2018s, and you can tell that they're lighter vehicles. They're not as heavy, yet they're very sound and you feel well attached to the road right here. It's a 3.6 liter engine. I'll tell you what's interesting is today's first time I've filled it up, and I thought I was going to fill it up on about $28, and I think it's either got an 18 or a 20 gallon tank on it. So let me tell you something, you don't have to fill up very often because it's got a big enough gas tank that it's bigger than what you would normally think a Jeep would have. It's so much better than obviously any SUV or anything that requires you to swing wide when you park. I can back this thing in. I can park this thing anywhere. And what I like is if you get in tight areas, it'll turn on a dime and leave you about 9 cents change. We can get right around that corner right there, no problem, even though we have a bigger oversized tire. So there's no issues as far as being able to get in and out of tight areas, being able to move through tight parking lots, and quite frankly, park in some tighter spots.